I'm going out drinking again today, so I won't be needing dinner.
What? You're going out for drinks? Didn't I tell you that I wasn't feeling well today? Did you forget that I told you to come home early because of that? I might have to go to the hospital.
Oh, yeah. But we already got reservations. Why don't you just go to the hospital yourself?
What are you saying? Didn't you say you would look after the kids?
Just leave them at home. It'll be fine.
I'm being serious. They're only 1 and 3 years old. There's no way I can just leave them alone at home.
Then why don't you take them with you to the hospital?
I can't just take the kids out when I'm so weak like this. That's why you really need to come home. Please?
Nope, can't do that. Today's a really special occasion. My boss is even coming. I can't just not attend because of my wife.
But my symptoms just keep getting worse. Can't you do this for me, just for today? Please come home soon.
I already told you that I can't. Don't be so naggy. If you're gonna hold a grudge against anyone, hold it against my boss. This is a very special occasion, so you should have told me sooner.
That's not what this is about. You're not doing this on purpose, are you?
Doing what on purpose?
Whenever I need you, suddenly you're busy with something. Are you doing this on purpose because you hate taking care of the kids?
Of course not. You're delusional. I'm happy to take care of the kids. On the condition that you do my work instead of me.
And didn't you say recently that you suddenly had to work overtime? Was that really the truth?
Why are you bringing this up now? Of course I was telling the truth. How could I make up a lie like that?
You've been working hard, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. You finally understand. My new boss seriously can't get anything done on his own. That's why he's always giving me more work to do.
Oh, you're actually working overtime.
Why are you saying it that way? Shouldn't it be obvious?
But with that said, you always come home smelling like alcohol. Do you go drinking after working overtime?
Oh, you caught me. I do, and it's because I get tired after having to work overtime. Shouldn't that be a good enough reason?
Is that why our savings have been cut recently?
You really pay close attention, huh? You're right about that. My new boss loves expensive alcohol. And I'm the one who has to go out drinking with him.
Oh, your new boss is that type, huh? And you'll want me to run a bath for you when you get home, right?
Now you're catching on to things. Taking a nice hot bath after drinking is the best feeling in the world. I want to rip my clothes off and hop in the tub immediately when I get home.
I see.
Okay, I'm heading back to work now.
Wait, hold on. Seriously, you need to come home early today.
I've invited the boss over to the house for tomorrow. So get to cleaning. You and the kids should go somewhere.
Why are you saying this all of a sudden? Didn't I tell you that I'm sick? Why would you invite your boss over in these circumstances? There's no way he can come.
Huh? I wasn't asking if it was okay with you or not. My boss says he wants to come, so I can't argue with that. You and the kids should go somewhere else.
Are you even listening? My body is so weak right now. Don't tell me to go out and take the kids somewhere. There's no way I can do that in this state.
How was I supposed to know? You're the one in the wrong here since you don't take care of yourself properly. I'm just following my stupid new boss's orders. You should shut up and do what your husband says.
This is so uncalled for. There's no way I can just take the kids somewhere when I'm feeling ill. Hang out with your boss somewhere else.
Why can't you follow such a simple request? And don't forget to clean the house. It'd be embarrassing if the house was as messy as it usually is.
But I always keep things clean. You have a lot to say for someone who has never cleaned the house before.
Huh? You think you've been keeping the house clean? You're seriously not cut out to be a housewife.
And you've seriously never helped out around the house.
I'm busy with work. You keep making me say the same thing.
I have asked for your help many times, but you've never helped me even once. And today, you're leaving your sick wife behind to go out drinking. I'm also tired.
I'm tired every day. You have it good being in the house all day, yet you complain like a spoiled child about being sick.
I caught a cold from the kids.
So it's your fault then, right? It's because you don't make the kids wash their hands properly. If you did things the right way, then they would have never gotten sick in the first place.
Are you seriously saying that?
Of course I am. Well, that's how things are, so deal with it. I'm going drinking now.
Your plans for today and tomorrow won't work.
Huh? Are you still going on about this? You're such a useless wife. I'm going out drinking, so why don't you go to the hospital on your own?
Your life is over.
What?
I've gone back home to my parents' place. I can no longer go along with this anymore.
Huh? You can't just make decisions on your own like that. Who will care for me?
Who will care for you? You're not a child anymore, so why don't you care for yourself? I'm the one who's been taking care of our 2 children and my poor physical health. I can no longer take care of a big baby like you.
But I'm the one who's been providing for you. So shouldn't you have to take care of me?
I already know everything.
Huh?
You always blame your new boss for going out drinking. But what are you really doing?
What do you mean? I'm always just drinking with my coworkers.
I asked your new boss's wife about this. She said he goes home right after he finishes work.
Huh?
I'm actually good friends with your new boss's wife. I ran into her when I was dropping something off at the office. Since then, we've been keeping in touch from time to time.
Really? Why would you hide something like that from me?
Because you always talk trash about your new boss. I thought you wouldn't like it if I told you, so I just kept quiet about it. But I asked the wife something recently.
No, you're kidding, right?
She said that the employees of your company never go out drinking. And that the boss never makes you work overtime.
Maybe you're confused with a different boss.
There's only one new boss at your company. And I heard that you always leave work on time. All this information has been confirmed.
What do you think you're doing?
Can you just answer a simple question? What have you been doing all this time?
I just went out drinking with my coworkers.
Oh, so you want to play dumb.
What? So you don't believe me?
I've already compiled all the evidence.
What evidence? What are you talking about?
I hired an investigator.
Huh? What have you been getting up to? What was the investigator even investigating?
What you do after work. I thought you were being suspicious, so I had him carry out an investigation. And the results were shocking, as expected. A woman's intuition never fails.
What are you talking about? What did you find out?
You always take a bath right when you get home, right? And that's only when you get home late. And that's why I thought your behavior was strange.
What do you mean?
And on those days, I can smell perfume on you. Specifically, a feminine fragrance.
You're lying. There's no way you could notice that.
Don't doubt a wife who's always looking after her husband. I thought it wasn't good for me to doubt you, so I hired an investigator.
The fact that you even hired an investigator shows how little you trust me. Stop messing around.
Things would have been fine if the investigator hadn't found anything suspicious. But unfortunately, I received the results of the investigation today. It's especially bad hearing this news when I'm already not feeling well.
I can't believe you would believe something that some investigator says.
It's not only what he said, since there's photographic evidence as well. There's a picture of you going into a hotel with some girl, and a picture of you two leaving the hotel holding hands.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm a guy, so I make some mistakes.
Sometimes? This seems like a repeated offense.
Did you really find out that much? Investigating me is really uncalled for.
You're the one who did something wrong here. You just wish that I hadn't found out.
Yeah, maybe that's true.
And that's not all I found.
Huh? What else? I haven't done anything worse than this.
I had no idea you were so into gambling. It's not like you only go occasionally. Some days you lose a lot and drown your sorrows in alcohol. And other days you win, so you go out drinking to celebrate.
What's wrong with that? It's my money, so let me use it how I please.
You're right. That's why we should get divorced.
Divorce? Hold on a second. Why are you saying this so suddenly? No matter what happens, don't you think you're being a bit too dramatic?
Dramatic? You go off to hotels with random girls and waste your money on gambling. Don't you think that's reason enough for me to want a divorce?
I won't accept this. And you're just a housewife. If you become single, then you won't be able to get by on your own.
I started working remotely. I'm making a decent amount of money. I can take care of myself and the kids.
What? You can't just make these decisions on your own? You've been hiding too much from me.
Who's the one who has been hiding things? You're the one who got caught doing bad things. I wasn't planning on hiding anything from you, but you always come home late. So there was no chance for me to tell you anything.
But that's still unfair of you. I can't believe you would get a job and want a divorce. I'm gonna make you pay for the damages.
What are you saying? There's no way you're the one who will be getting paid in this situation. I'm the one who should be getting paid.
You're the one saying that we're getting divorced, while I'm the one who says I'll provide for you. I will not approve this divorce.
But you're the cause of this divorce.
I'm telling you that I don't approve.
If that's how you're going to act, I have a strong person on my side, just so you know.
Huh? What is this about? Another investigator? An investigator's only job is to investigate, right?
No, I'm talking about my lawyer mother.
What? Your mom?
I told you I was going home to my parents.
Hold on a second. Your mom is a lawyer?
She is. You had no interest in my family, which is why you don't know. I've already told my mother everything.
Wait a second. I didn't know your mom was a lawyer. And what did you tell her?
Since I found out such bad things, I'm pretty sure you will be charged a pretty hefty fine for all the damages. So good luck with your work.
Hold on a second. Let me explain. I had no idea it would come to this.
By the way, my mother is totally livid.
Oh.
Well, what do you expect? Her daughter tells her husband that she doesn't feel well, yet he lies and goes out to mess around, cheating and gambling.
I'm sorry. Please, forgive me, just this once. I'll make sure to come home on time from now on.
Things are better not having you around. I'm going to live my life with some support from my parents. I have no use for you any longer.
Don't say that. I beg you, please come home. I'll apologize to you.
A useless husband is just excess baggage. You go out and have a fun life without me. From now on, you're just a stranger to me. Good riddance. Nate rushed to Haley's parents' house and begged for forgiveness. However, he was kicked out by Haley's angered mother and was forced to pay a decent sum of money for the damages. At his work, Nate's boss found out about everything and lost it. Nate gained a bad reputation within the company, so after losing his place where he had felt like he belonged, he decided to quit. After that, Haley worked well remotely while receiving support from her parents, and is raising her kids with no difficulty. In the end, Nate lost everything due to his own wrongdoings. Well, that's karma.
Hey, Maria. Are you going to be working a night shift at that cleaning job of yours again today?
Yes, Lucio. If it's dinner you're worried about, then I put it in the fridge, so just put it in the oven if you want to eat.
That's not what I'm talking about. It's a problem that you're always working night shifts because it's simply unnatural for a wife to be doing such a thing. That cleaning company of yours you work at, surely there are also jobs during the day, right? Why don't you just stop working night shifts and switch to doing day job shifts instead?
Oh, why should I do that? You can earn more money working night shifts than by working day shifts since there's a bonus. I don't think this is the case, but you're not making fun of my job again, are you?
Well, I did just get scolded for doing that at our last family gathering. Our son Glauco getting mad at me was especially humiliating. Which is why I don't intend on bringing it up again.
It's fine if that's the case, but I still can't get over how you told me that if you've got that time to clean for someone else, then clean the house, will you? I mean, I would if it made money, but it doesn't.
Yeah, whatever. I still don't think I like my wife cleaning for someone else. Actually, I don't care if they get mad at me anymore. I'll say whatever I want to say because I'm the husband and pillar of his family. I don't like how you're always working night shifts.
Huh? So now you're not just making fun of my job, but you're also making fun of night shifts as well? And what do you mean you're the pillar of this family, Lucio? Where did you even get that idea?
I'm the husband, and the husband is the pillar of the family. And I'm not making fun of you. This is a valid complaint. To think that our son Glauco is about to get married, yet there's still one person in the family who has a different schedule than everyone else. Seriously, do you know how annoying it is to see you go off to work every night just as I'm about to go to bed? Have you ever thought about what Glauco's new wife Nadia is going to think when she comes here and sees you doing night shifts every day? You're surely going to be looked down upon by Nadia if she finds out that her mother-in-law works night shifts as a cleaner.
No, Nadia isn't the kind of person who would judge others based on something so superficial. And what are you even talking about? I never heard that Nadia was going to be living with us.
Well, she is. Now you know, I guess.
But this is the first time anyone's told me this.
I mean, our son Glauco is our only child, and he still lives with us at our house. So it isn't only natural that his wife would come and live with us once they get married? Which means that you're going to have to live with your daughter-in-law. And I'm not going to have any of it if you two start fighting. Also, if you work night shifts, there's going to be a possibility that you're going to make Nadia do all the housework that needs to be done during the day.
Seriously? That's the main point of your argument? Why don't you and Glauco do the housework if you're so worried about Nadia having to do everything?
No! Housework is a woman's job. Jesus, Maria, do you have no common sense?
Huh? Wow, so that's how you're going to be. Seriously, you're the only person in this family who still thinks like that. This is 2023, Lucio, not the 60s. Besides, you don't even understand why I'm working night shift in the first place. Trying to argue with you makes my head hurt.
Huh? What are you talking about? I know it's 2024. Don't make fun of me.
My shift is about to begin, so I'll end the conversation here.
Hey, wait! I'm not done scolding you, Maria! Mother, is it true that you and Dad agreed to our marriage on a basis that we're going to be living with you?
Huh? Did your father tell you that?
Yeah, he did. You see, Father sent a letter to Nadia's house titled How to Be a Housewife. It's some sort of rule book he made for Nadia when she moves in here.
What? Seriously?
Sorry, Mom, but we don't intend on living with you guys, at least for the time being. I mean, I'm an only child. So me and Nadia agree that we'll probably have to move in with you guys at some point when you guys get older. But we're not ready to do that just yet, and we want some time for the two of us.
Don't believe what your father tells you. I never thought that you guys were going to be living with us anyways, because I heard about how you two got married and how you've already prepared a new house. Although your father should have heard about it as well. As usual, it seems to have flown completely over his head.
Maybe he forgot about it?
Yes, maybe he did. But knowing your father, it never went in his head in the first place. Please tell Nadia that your father is just causing trouble on his own, and at least I don't intend on making you guys move in with us. Tell her not to worry and that I'm sorry for my husband's actions. I'll do something about your father myself.
Understood. I'm counting on you then, Mother.
Hello, Lucio. There is something I want to talk to you about.
What is it?
It seems that you sent Glauco's wife a strange letter?
Oh, the one titled How to Be a Housewife, right? Those are my conditions that she has to agree to if she wants to live here.
What in the world do you think you're doing? Do you want to get in the way of your son's marriage or something? First of all, a title like that shouldn't be written by a grown man in his 50s. I was actually quite disturbed when I heard you wrote that. And second of all, Glauco and Nadia aren't going to be living with us. I already told you that they've already found a new house and that they're going to be moving there once they get married, right?
What? Of course they found a house they're going to be moving into once they get married. This house. And why in the world would I want to get in the way of my son's marriage? You're the one who's getting in the way of their marriage by working night shifts all the time. I'm telling you, this is going to cause problems between you and Nadia. At this rate, she's going to be one of those wives that looks down on their mother-in-law, and that's never any good.
I already told you that Nadia isn't the kind of person that would judge someone based on something that superficial. Besides, when did we agree that Glauco and Nadia would be moving in with us after they got married? Because that's what you seem to be telling them.
I mean, it's obvious, so there's no need to say it, right? Of course they're going to be moving in with us. Oh, I get it now. Nadia's already started looking down on you. And this is your way of getting revenge and bullying her in return, isn't it?
Huh? Honestly, I'm impressed at your imagination, Lucio. If only you could use it for something a bit more useful. Who knows, you might make a good short story author or something.
Huh? What in the world are you talking about? Writing short stories isn't a proper profession, Maria. Anyways, if they move in with us, me and Glauco are going to find out about the tensions that you already have between you two. So you're trying to get them to not move in with us no matter what? This is why the quarrels between women are so hard to deal with.
What in the world are you talking about, Lucio?
I guess it can't be helped. You leave me no choice but to resort to my secret weapon. The daughter-in-law that starts looking down on her mother-in-law is a problem too, of course. But the start of all of this mess is you refusing to quit your night shifts. I don't want to deal with the two of you fighting in the house, so leave.
What? Are you being serious right now?
Yes. That also means I'm divorcing you. Don't consider this place your home anymore.
You're confusing me more and more, Lucio. You know that we're renting this apartment that we're currently living in, right? And of course, you also know who's the one paying for the rent, right? If you divorce me, then who's going to pay for the rent?
What? That's what you were worried about? I could pay 200 euros a month as well, you know.
Huh? 200 euros a month?
The rent for this apartment is 1,200 euros a month, right? Glauco pays 1,000 euros a month while you pay 200 euros a month, right? It won't make much of a difference whether I have to pay 200 euros a month or not, don't you think? Also, the housework isn't going to be a problem as well. Nadia is going to be moving in with us, so she'll take your place and do it for us when you're gone.
Wow, I just don't have any words anymore. I can't even bother to argue with you anymore since you seem to not understand a word I say. Fine, if you want to get divorced, then let's get divorced.
I see. All right, I'll get the divorce papers from the city hall. So could you pack your stuff while I'm doing that? So you can leave this house as soon as possible, you know? Mother, Dad said you two were going to get divorced.
Yeah, what he says is true this time. You see, I just couldn't find the motivation to argue with him anymore.
What happened?
Well, you see, he has a ton of misunderstandings, and he keeps deciding things on his own as if all that he says is true. He even said that he didn't tell me about you guys moving in with us since it's so obvious there was no need to tell me in the first place. Not only that, but he thinks me and Nadia are fighting now for some reason and says that it's my fault for not quitting my night shifts.
What?
Yeah, and you won't believe this, but he even thinks that the rent we have to pay for this house is 1,200 euros a month.
Huh? Where did he get that idea?
I know, right? He thinks that I pay 200 euros a month and that you pay 1,000 euros a month.
Huh?
Oh, and he even said that the housework isn't going to be a problem since once Nadia moves in, he's going to make her do it in my place.
Seriously?
There were a lot of other crazy things he told me, but I can't even bother to explain them to you anymore. I'll just send you and Nadia screenshots of the conversation we had by text later.
Looks like you had to put up with a lot, Mom.
That's an understatement, but thanks. You said that you and Nadia would be moving to your new house at the end of next month, right?
Yeah.
I plan on terminating the contract of our current house at the same time your dad and I get divorced. Sorry, but could you and Nadia move to this new house of yours a bit earlier than you had previously planned?
I understand. But still, I wonder what Dad intends on doing from now on. I mean, no matter what Dad says, the truth is that you pay for all the rent plus my living expenses. Without you, this family wouldn't be able to support itself financially.
I gave up trying to explain it to him. Not only does he not understand a word I say, even when I explain it to him very carefully, but he also acts as if he's the one who's right all of the time. I don't think a person like that will ever understand until they're faced with the reality.
Yep. You know Dad best after all. I think you should do whatever you think is best, Mother. Just know that me and Nadia are on your side.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to leave now. You're at that one-day job of yours now, right? I just turned in the divorce papers earlier, and I just got done packing right now, so I'm going to leave now.
Oh, finally. You know, I was actually starting to get a little impatient and thought of kicking you out by force.
Is that so? I mean, I had to find a new place to live and sign the necessary contracts as soon as my night shift ended, so it couldn't be helped.
Yeah, whatever. What about Nadia? When is she going to be moving in?
I don't know the details, but apparently she's going to be moving around the same time I leave.
Oh, so that means she's going to be here by tomorrow.
What? I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm going to be canceling the contract of this house, so no one's going to be moving in by tomorrow.
What? What do you mean you're canceling the contract?
I mean, I'm the legal owner of this house, and if I'm going to be leaving, then it's only natural that I cancel the contract, don't you think? I already explained this to you several times, didn't I?
Wait, hold on. If you really are the legal owner or something, then just let Glauco be the legal owner instead. Do the necessary paperwork with the landowners and make it happen.
That's impossible.
Come on, Maria. Do you understand what you're saying right now? The three of us are supposed to live in this house from now on. You can't just cancel the contract because of your selfishness. Is it all right with you if me and your son become homeless?
But I heard that Glauco and Nadia already found a new place to live. It looks like you have a lot of misunderstandings, but you do know that Glauco proposed to Nadia because he was relocated to another region at his job, right? They're going to be moving to near Glauco's new workplace once they get married. Which means that the 1,000 euros a month he was kind enough to give us for our living expenses until now will also be gone.
Huh? What do you mean 1,000 euros a month for living expenses? You mean that he pays 1,000 euros a month to the rent, right?
That's the next thing I wanted to tell you. I pay for all of the rent here.
What? You were paying 1,200 euros a month and not 200?
You've got that wrong as well. The rent is 2,000 euros a month, not 120 euros a month.
2,000 euros a month?
All of this is your fault, you know. The fact that me and Glauco have to step up like this.
Huh? What do you mean it's my fault?
The fact that your company went bankrupt 3 years ago can't be helped, and it wasn't your fault. But after that, you seem to have zero motivation to go out and find another job. All you did ever since then was work one-day jobs when you felt like it. You would earn 800 euros in a good month, but only 300 euros on bad months. We were only able to rent this house that cost 2,000 euros a month in the first place because both of us had proper jobs at the time. Then you lost your job, but for some reason you refused to move. Since you had no intention of finding a proper job again, the only choice we had was for me to work harder than before. Do you understand? That was the situation at the time, so I told the company about it and made a request asking them to let me work night shifts, which pay well. Even after all that, we were still only barely able to get by, which is why Glauco gave us 1,000 euros a month from his own salary. I was really thankful for his help, but I was also ashamed I had to rely on my own son since my husband was such a mess.
I didn't understand much of what you said, but does that mean I'm going to be living in this house on my own from now on?
No. Like I said, I'm canceling the contract on this house, so you need to leave by the end of next month. Unless, of course, you want to buy it for yourself, although, considering how much money you make a month, I think that's impossible.
But, so, all of you are just going to leave me? Why in the world did it come to this?
I can't bother to explain myself to you anymore, so why don't you think of why this happened yourself?
Tell me!
No, I'm done explaining things to you all the time, since it clearly has no effect.
So you're just going to ignore the demands of your husband? I'm the pillar of this family, and you have to do what I say.
But I just turned in our divorce papers to the city hall. You're not my husband anymore, Lucio. And you definitely weren't the pillar of this family, especially these last few years.
But...
Fine, I'll give you a hint as to what was the cause of all of this.
A hint? Tell me!
Delusional princess! Goodbye.
Huh? What do you mean, delusional princess? That hint is too hard to understand. Give me another one!
The first thought that came to me after I got divorced was, I should have done this sooner. I knew that once my son got married and left the house, we wouldn't be able to maintain our current lifestyle, as he wouldn't be able to give 1,000 euros a month to us anymore. I talked with Lucio about this and tried to convince him into moving into a cheaper apartment, but he seemed to like this house a lot and refused to move out. What happened next, you already know. After I canceled the contract, my husband now had nowhere to go and was also practically unemployed. It seems that even he understood that he was in trouble and that he had to do something. So he went to the job hunting center to find a job. It seems he found a job that came with housing, but apparently that personality of his still hasn't changed. He keeps saying these extremely delusional things that, at best, confuse everyone. And he even tries to get the younger employees who've been working there longer than him to do what he says. Because of this, no one wants to be anywhere near him, and so he spends his free time being alone and lonely.